Let's start on the left aisle.
Yeah, Bruce, can you just talk about Antoine and for him to put that behind him and come in and play such a good tournament? I would think that the hard part is now that it's not basketball for him.
Yeah, he talked about it after the game in the sense that when he was back in New York, obviously going through a very difficult time, both through his father's illness and then burying his dad, he didn't feel like he belonged there at that time in the sense that he missed his Auburn family and his Auburn friends, and getting back to Auburn was like therapeutic for him. You know, when he first came back, his timing was off, and he was trying to get things going, and you could just, you know, the third and fourth game actually helped him, you know, get himself going. But he's very close to his father, and there's no question that, as you said in your question, his dad is very proud of him, and he represented the family well.
Back on the middle, go ahead.
Hi, Bruce. The strides that your program has taken this year, having some success here in Nashville at the SEC tournament, and just overall, what kind of strides do you think your program made from start to finish?
Well, one of the things we talk about is the history of Auburn basketball. And we talk about the 1985 team with Chuck Person and having won 4 games under Sonny Smith, and that's our SEC tournament championship. And then you've got Charles Barkley that came in and had a great run and continues to represent Auburn in so many ways. And there's some history there. You know, Retz Frederick and John Mengelt and some really terrific players and coaches. It's just recently there hasn't been much success. And these guys here really wanted to try to do something to lay that foundation and feel like they were a part of something that was going to be building. Now, it's easier said than done. Yeah, you know, you have to do it. Our regular season had a lot to do with the quality of the league. When you look at 3 double-digit seeds winning in the quarterfinals, there just wasn't a break all year long. And yet, in spite of getting beat 20 times now, these guys never quit. They never fell apart, and they continue to buy in. So there were 4 teams left on Saturday, and Kentucky, Arkansas, Georgia, and Auburn. The foundation is laid.
Question down the front left aisle.
Bruce, if you had to construct the perfect team to beat Kentucky, what would that team look like, and what would a game plan look like? I know that's a total, obviously, hypothetical.
Well, I think it would need to be a team that would be a big physical club that could be able to withstand their size and their dominance. It would have to be a great team. Wisconsin played against them last year, and Wisconsin returns everybody. It's just that Kentucky returns almost everybody and then added to that. But the teams like Texas A&M or Ole Miss or a couple of Georgia, a couple of the bigger, stronger, more physical teams could hang with Kentucky. When I was in the League of Tennessee, you know, Kentucky had great players, but there was always, you know, maybe there's something there. Maybe they weren't a great free throw shooting team one year, or they weren't a great 3-point shooting team, or, you know, there was something that you could go. They weren't good in transition, or there's nothing there that I can think of. The other thing too is you know, John is running great stuff. The stuff they run is as good as there is in college basketball. It's hard to guard. So even if he didn't have very good players, what he's running is really good. And then when you run it with great players, it's hard to beat.
Got time for a couple more for Coach Pearl. Anyone? Raise your hand. All right, let's go to the back.
Coach, when did you find out about Bowers? Was it like last night or in the afternoon, and what was your reaction to that?
Well, the decision was made this morning, and I hope that when we complete the investigation that we're okay.
Last question, anyone? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.